So I've made a lot of videos in the past about renting in Dubai and looking at loads of different properties in Dubai. I've never thought I have enough knowledge to talk about buying in Dubai. I've had a load of questions about it, and today we're going to explore that with a little help from an epic new tool I found called Realiste.io. Let's check it out. The guys at Realiste have been creating an AI platform to help you invest in Dubai and around the world. So today we're going to check it out. Quick side note, they are actually the sponsor of this video. Now, I've been super interested in buying a property recently in Dubai because for the past few months and years, the rent prices have been going crazy. And it seems like getting a property is a really easy way to get some steady passive income when we're not there, because I've been working a lot in Saudi recently. It also seems that property is one of the most secure ways to invest recently because the prices of properties just keep going up in Dubai like crazy, especially in the first location we're going to check out now. Now, the way I see it, there's a couple of different ways we can invest. I can try doing it on my own, where I don't know much about the legislation and the laws and stuff, and also it takes a long time to search for all these properties and try and find something that actually fits. Or you could try using a real estate agent, but then again, they're going to take a big cut when you buy the property, and especially the Dubai real estate agents, they seem to show you lots of properties you're not interested in and also out of your budget, which makes no sense. But now it seems there could be a crazy third way, which involves using AI. So this Realiste.io web browser app lets you compare all these properties, and it brings in over 200 different parameters, and it uses those parameters to forecast the expected value of a property, which sounds pretty crazy. So I'm excited to actually check it out as we head into our first location, Business Bay. So now we're actually going to try the app out. You'll find me here in Business Bay with actually Sheikh Zayed Road behind me and all these crazy massive buildings which are full of some of the biggest brands in the world, biggest banks and everything, and we can live right here alongside them. I was going to jump up there and sit there, but actually no, it looks a bit sketchy. So you can see here I've just searched for Realist on Google. I'm going to bring up their website here and log in. AI for real estate. So there's a lot of information going on here now, and you can see all the different properties already coming up. So I'm just looking now, why do you need real estate? I'm going to say for myself, because I'm looking to live there. I'm going to look for ready-made properties because I want it fairly soon. The AI is now analysing it. Now my budget, I'm going to go straight down the middle, what it suggests here at $415,000 to $685. And now we can see all of these properties behind us. I'm going to zoom in to exactly where we are. So you can see the Burj Khalifa in Dubai downtown here, which is where I'm standing on top of Dubai Mall. And you can see some of the towers behind me are already on there. I'm going to go over to the Dumac Towers by Paramount, which is the tower over actually in that direction. A 14.1% ROI on 3 years, which to me sounds pretty good. But now we're moving on to this other view where you can actually see how much these different areas cost on the average square foot price, which is really cool to try and identify what areas are the most expensive and what are probably more within budget for me. Just looking now, I can see the average price in Business Bay is $590 per square foot, which sounds pretty high. Just to start, I'm going to just compare this to London, like where I'm originally from and like my area. That seems like a good comparison to make. Wow, so looking here, I've just moved over to like London area. So Barking and Dagenham, which are pretty much out of London a little bit, $6,000 per square meter. Okay, so I'm moving up to Barnet, which is where I'm originally from, and that's $7,428 per square meter. That's pretty crazy. You look at some of the quality buildings and views you get here in Dubai compared to what you can get in London, I think you're pretty safe buying a property in Dubai. So yeah, like I was saying, this is actually like pretty international, so you can see all these different places across the world in these big cities. Let's go back to Dubai for a second. It's funny to see the difference in pricing because a lot of these buildings in London are really old. They take a long time to get into the centre. And here in Dubai, we have all these luxuries, including like pools, gyms and everything in these buildings for way less money. Although you're living in an apartment a lot of the time, you can get some villas that are like out a little bit. I've just been surfing through this app for a while, and it's really interesting to see these price differences and things, especially like the Burj Khalifa here. Have a look. You've got the Burj Khalifa just behind me, which is actually way cheaper than a lot of the buildings inside London. It's crazy. And also, look how sick this view is, up on top of the Dubai Mall car park. But we're going to move on to our next location where we're going to take a little bit more in-depth look. So we've now made it to the Palm Jumeirah with the amazing marina landscape behind me, and we're going to check out the app a little bit more by going through it in detail. But I'm going to sit over here first, hold on. So I've come to the Palm, which again is another high price area like Business Bay where we just were, and we're going to check out some of the other properties in this area. So you can actually look between projects, developers and locations. So developers are obviously the companies that are doing all these different projects in different areas, and then locations is actually the specific place you want to look at. So let's look at the Palm. So here it is, you can see a third on the list of some of the most expensive areas. The Palm Jumeirah at $13,000 per square meter. This purple indicates that it's some of the highest costs, yellow indicates that it's some of the mid-range costs, and then blue is your lower end. So you can see that across the whole of Dubai here. If we now look at the projects in the Palm Jumeirah, you can see there's a couple around that we can take a look at. Now these seem quite low ROI actually over the 3 years, only 2% or so. But if I go over here to the settings, I can actually change the currency to dirham, and I'm gonna do it square meter because that's what I understand. If I look at the SLS on the Palm here, I can see that it's gathered the data that the building is still being built. It has 15 units available that I can directly go to and see that there's a 2-bedroom for 8 million dirham, a 3-bedroom for 9 million dirham. These are all well out my budget. I just wanted to come and see what it was like on the Palm Jumeirah. But obviously areas like this are the sort of areas we're looking to get a place, because like Marina, I like the Palm and like downtown, so it's almost all the buildings that can be built there are built, so the price of the properties is just going to go up and up and up, as you can see by the rental market at the moment, which forced us actually to move out of Dubai Marina and to Arjam, which is much further away, which you can check out in a load of other videos I made in this series when we moved. There's a load of data collected by this AI here. You can see the price chart here, you can see the demand and how many people are actually looking to buy these units, how many is sold per location or per project, and you can see the rental income. This is seriously interesting. There's a lot of data being pulled here by the AI into this one place. Let's look at one in Marina while that's sitting behind me. So you can see here, Marina has a really big return, around 20% over 3 years. Like I say, because these properties, nothing can be built in front of them and they're running out of space in Marina, the prices are just going to keep going up. There's also this other view here where you can actually see like a top-down view of all these different areas, and you'll notice that a lot of the ones with a lot more greenery and park community spaces are actually quite higher in value. Imagine a lot of families want to live there, there's more greenery, and having these swimming pools and things seems to drive the price up a lot as well. There's a full built-in profit calculator as well, depending on how much you pay in, how much you want to rent it for, how much your return you want. Just logged into the pro version of the app now and gone into JBR, and you can actually see a price forecast of how much it expects the price to go up of the property, how much the rent could increase by. It's really interesting stuff that this data is all calculated by AI, and it seems to be pretty accurate so far. I've compared it to some other websites and things, and it seems to match some of the similar data I'm trying to find on other websites, but it's quite hard to find. So to have it all in one place like this app is pretty amazing. The more and more I look, the more detail it goes into. I'm just looking over at another place kind of near downtown called Heartland, which is actually somewhere where my friends have moved. Now this is slightly cheaper than these high-end ones we've looked at, and it's a little bit out of downtown as such, but the properties look amazing. Actually see, I can see 6 available projects. All of them are some really nice buildings with really nice finishes inside. Now you can also choose by floor, by how many rooms you want. If I click on top 3, I can see the top 3 most expensive places, which are the Palm Jumeirah, Business Bay and Blue Water. So looking at this building in Heartland, I'm looking at Creek Vista Heights Tower A, as you can see here. And I'm just going to look at this first unit to get a better idea of what it looks like. Seems pretty interesting for the price. It's 2.5 million dirham for a 2-bed with this very nice modern look to it. But as you can see, the forecast price is just set to go up and up and up. But what I want to see now is the apartment itself. So if you go down here, you can see the full layout of the apartment and also photos and video. So you can work out what view you're going to have in the building before you even go and visit it, which is really handy because obviously you want a nice view if you're going to be buying a property instead of just renting it. This is a permanent thing. They've got payment plans, profit calculator, and you can even reserve the property right now just by clicking down here. This is pretty crazy. You enter in some details and the reservation will be made. I'm not doing that right now, but you can see how quick and easy this app has actually made it to do this. I know I've been going on a lot about all the details that you can see on this, but it's really, really useful that it pulls all of this information. I know these guys are sponsoring this video, but still I'm super impressed at how this actually functions, and I'm using it alongside my girlfriend to work out where we're going to move to next. But that's in the coming months or years. I don't know, we'll have to work it out. On to the next place. Now, I also had quite a few people ask me why actually invest in Dubai, why live and move to Dubai, and questions like that. A load of reasons why you should actually invest in property in Dubai. I found out recently there's no income tax on money that you make from renting out the property, which is a win. Obviously you've got no income tax anyway on like your job and stuff. If you buy a property and it's worth over $1 million dirham, you also get a visa, so you don't need to get all your visa and anything like that. So that's an investment visa, which is great. And also you get to live in one of the best cities in the world with all these amazing opportunities. So what's not to love? It also seems really super quick and easy to purchase properties in Dubai with any sort of currency, including cryptocurrency, which is pretty crazy. But now I want to look a little bit more about Arjan, where I currently live in these buildings here, which I love. So as I was coming up, I was just looking at some of the projects in my area, and this is the building that was actually being built next door to our building here, which you might have seen in the last shot. And it's really cool to be able to see what the future holds for different areas and how they're developing. So right now we've actually got this building quite loud being built next door, which we're interested in because it's obviously cheaper to buy a property off plan while it's being built, but there's a lot of risk involved with that, especially if you ask the people that invested in the Palm Jebel Ali, which still isn't built. But anyway, I know I've been plugging this app a lot, but I just want to quickly compare it to something like Property Finder here, where you can see me looking at properties in my area, and it just doesn't give as much information. Even in the description, there's nothing. It just tells you to talk to these real estate agents who show you what you didn't want, and they get a huge fee and all of this stuff. So I actually really like this app and how easy it makes these things. It's also pretty interesting to see how AI is changing things like the property industry and making things more streamlined for everyone. All this information I've just got is pulled from over 200 different places. Otherwise I would have had to go and research myself or get told by a real estate agent who seem to not always be telling the truth. And I think it really provides a sort of transparent real estate market where you can see all the information and make the call yourself. You can also check out the Realiste.io platform on your own on a web browser or on your phone. It's completely free. There is a pro version which gives a bit more detail, but the free version gives you a load of information which you can delve into. I think it's also really useful for investors where you can see the forecast of profits and things like that, which is really helpful for all these questions I keep getting about buying property in Dubai, where to go to and all of this sort of stuff. But if you want to see the process of buying a property, I'm hoping, it's probably still a way off, but I'm hoping in like a year or so we'll be able to go through the process of that on the vlog. So make sure to stick around. I hope you're enjoying the travels at the moment. Check out the Realiste app at realiste.io. It is really great. They are sponsoring this video, but I do mean what I'm saying. But apart from that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you somewhere in the world next time. Boom.